What's up, my PT peeps? One Eye Bri back to talk about The Walking Dead and do a discussion about Maggie and will she have the baby. Spoilers if you're not up to date on The Walking Dead TV show as of episode 714. The comic stuff, just if you don't want to know, stop watching now about Maggie, the baby, Hilltop, and all that stuff. So here we go. Basically, will she have the baby? We don't know because we're not there yet on the show. She had a sonogram with a giant baby that was on there, at least on the screen. I don't know where they're keeping that in Maggie because Maggie is not having a belly at all. She's super skinny still, and I don't see that size of a baby in her just yet. But Maggie's smiling. Everything looks good. She's got Doctor Carson, Enid by her side now, and I guess a good report. Everything looks good for the baby. I don't know how along she is, how far along she is, if it's 2-3 months or whatever on the show now, or less than that, but 9 months, 10 months for a pregnancy. So I don't know how long they're going to draw this out, but would it be the end of season 8 that she has the baby or doesn't have the baby, whatever. And I just thought this was a nice picture of that and the Glenn side where Enid is now the Glenn support system since he's gone. And I just thought it was a nice side by side for that, and it just definitely was nice. And look at Maggie's belly is like exactly the same almost. Very, very minimal. But the Saviors came and took Dr. Carson away. And people are like, what's going to happen with Maggie now? She doesn't have a doctor. How is she going to have a baby? She can't have a baby without the doctor. Well, someone had a baby on the show and in real life, but the character of Lori Grimes had a baby without any doctors, without anything, and yes, she didn't survive, so she still had the baby, but she died during childbirth, and I would not want Maggie Rhee to die. Lori, you could go. You were kind of a pain in the butt, annoying character that just caused problems a lot of the time, but it's possible to have the baby without a doctor, even though that she would be safer with the doctor, but it's possible, as we know from Lori's in season 3. And the bigger thing would be Maggie's health if complications came about. Probably not so much the baby, because you could still have a baby by just regular delivery, but if you had to do a C-section or whatever, you would want that obstetrician doctor to be able to be there for it. And that's how I could see it being tough if Maggie didn't have Dr. Carson there. But it's possible that she could be okay or whatever, but I think the doctor comes back around. I think, if you know the comics, it's possible that the doctor can come around. Just because he was taken by the Saviors does not mean that he will stay there, and, it's a possibility. So do you think she has the baby? Do you think she does not have the baby? Post your comments below. Only time will tell. It's far away. We got to wait till at least season 8, probably the second half of season 8, if they're going to decide for her to have the baby or not, unless they do a time jump or time skip or whatever. But Maggie's been through a lot. Season 6, she had some complications of her, pregnancy after the fight and after the altercations of stuff. And she was doing too much, most likely, is what caused her pain and her symptoms for the group to take her to the hilltop to cause the drama with Negan and the lineup and all that stuff. And that was kind of their way of connecting the lineup to occur with Maggie pregnancy and whatever. But I would want her to have the baby after all this. It would really suck if she had these complications, lost her husband, did all this stuff, and then lost her baby. Maggie Rhee has lost a lot of family members on the show. Her dad, her sister, her mom, her husband, and if he loses a baby, that'd be terrible. I would not want to see her lose any more people. Maggie has to start to win a little bit, have some success, and having a baby would definitely do that. So I'm for the baby, want her to be there too. I would love for her to name the baby Glenn if she has a boy. In the comics, she has baby Herschel, named after her father, of course, Herschel Jr., but I would like them to mix it up a little bit. Maybe they change the name up and they do whatever, be a little difference from the comic and the show and the show and the comic. But Maggie, like I said, Maggie's been through a lot, so I would want her to have the baby. How about you? What do you think? Do you want her to have the baby? Do you care? Could you care less? Post your comments below, guys. I'm definitely a fan of Maggie Rhee in the comics and on the show. I think she brings a lot to the table, and I think to see her succeed at the hilltop, take over the leadership role, have the baby, have some success, and start winning in there too would be great for the show. They don't really have Judith do too much on the show, but I think the baby of Maggie's baby would be a little more involved. I would hope to, at least. So I think that, look at the stomach. There's just so nothing to it on there too, and that's a giant baby on the sonogram. I just can't get over it, sorry. But, Dr. Carson, I think them not having Dr. Carson would be tough around the delivery of the baby. Right now, not so much. She just has to eat, take care of herself, avoid trauma, and there's probably prenatal vitamins and stuff, all the stuff that she could do. But for the delivery of the baby is where the doctor would come in handy for it. And I'm a firm believer that the show mirrors the comic in a lot of aspects. Like, they go off in different tangents, but they always come back around to major storylines. And it's not a major storyline for Maggie to have the baby, but I would like for her to do it just, to build that character a little bit more too. And why not? It's not going to hurt anything. The character can have a baby Herschel or Glenn or whatever they would name the child, or it can be a girl whenever they mix it up like that too. I don't know what they're going to do on the show, but I would like to see baby Herschel or Glenn to have a friend with Judith, baby Judith in there too towards the end of the show. That'd be good to show the future is good and bright for them. But Dr. Carson, like I said, was taken in 714, and if you know the comics, you know that he breaks out of the sanctuary and the Savior's hold and goes back to helping the Hilltop and with Maggie and everything. And he also helps Eugene escape, and maybe Eugene helps him, or they work together to do it on the show. That'll most likely be in season 8, I would assume, during the All Out War storyline. So Dr. Carson should be able to be back in time for Maggie's pregnancy to help with the baby. So there you go, guys. That's our take on Maggie and the baby and Dr. Carson. If it affects anything, post your comments below. Check out the Walking Dead community page on Facebook. If you like this channel, you like the group. If you do like this channel, hit that subscribe button. Join our channel and our family today. You guys are awesome. We can't do it without you. Subscribe today to get more videos. Keep watching. Stay tuned. We bring out videos every day. Post your comments below. And thanks for watching, guys.